So, Your Favorite Martian, a virtual band I watched during my high school years, is back. The band, if you aren't aware, is a project made by YouTuber Ray William Johnson and musician Jesse Cale. Back then, I found their music to be hilarious, like the funniest thing ever. However, rewatching the old videos now as an adult and now not wearing the nostalgia goggles, I realized that Your Favorite Martian isn't as great as I remember. Back when I was a kid, I enjoyed stuff like the Stereotype song, and the song is still catchy, I'll admit that. Still, as an adult, I feel like the novelty of the song is worn off. I found My Balls to be the most hilarious song ever when I was a kid too, and don't get me wrong, I still like it, but it's a relic from a different time. The animation isn't perfect, but it was a great song for the time. It was for sure a different time, since there were a ton of lines in Your Favorite Martian songs that have not aged well at all, along with songs that just haven't aged well in general. When Your Favorite Martian is good, it can be really good, but when it's bad, it's horrendous. For example, I can't listen to Dookie Fresh. I just can't. However, towards the end of its initial run, Your Favorite Martian was inoffensive and boring, just doing covers of popular songs for the most part. Looking back at YFM, Ray's rapping isn't the best. I don't hate his rapping at all, honestly, but it's clear that Ray is sometimes carried by more talented musicians in some of his songs. These musicians are usually a rapper that's featured on the track. Then there's a lead vocalist for the band, Benatar, whose singing is done by Jesse Cale. He helps elevate Ray's rapping. Jesse Cale, in my opinion, is an essential part of Your Favorite Martian. His singing is great and makes the band stand out more than just a YouTuber's pet project. Sadly, YFM was retired in 2012. The band was a casualty in Ray William Johnson's contract dispute with Maker Studio. He chose to keep Eagle 3 and lost YFM in the process. Thankfully, YFM is officially back, and it dropped a day earlier than the initial plan of June 1st. Ray William Johnson completely owns the band now, and not Maker and Disney. The band's return was teased towards the end of May, with new designs being posted. Personally, I don't mind them, but I will admit it's weird seeing Benatar, DJ, and DJxYEZ now. But honestly, I don't think the designs are all that bad. Anyway, YFM dropped Orphan Tears 2 on one day before June 1st. The video was a sequel to one of YFM's earlier tracks, which in my opinion is one of their best. It's definitely one of YFM's most memorable tracks. So how is Orphan Tears Part 2? It's fine. Overall, I enjoyed it, but I loved Part 1 a lot more. Despite not being as good as its predecessor, there are some interesting details about this video that I want to talk about. For one, Studio Ladybug animated it, which is nice. The studio animated the first few videos the band made. I remember being worried for a second that YFM would only be made by Ray, since he made his new virtual band, the Upside Downs, independently in Adobe Character Animator. I am glad Studio Ladybug returned to animate instead. Speaking of the Upside Downs, the song is a crossover with that band, with Stevie the Demon singing the chorus. And anyway, the video itself is a continuation of Orphan Tears, which is about the band in wax getting high off the tears of orphans. The song has similar lyrics about them tripping out and seeing weird stuff just like the first song. While the video doesn't top the bizarreness of the first, I still really enjoyed the song itself and the ambition Ray now has with YFM. What's great about this song is that Ray is trying to tell a story with it, which I find interesting. The song is promoted as Part 2 to Orphan Tears. The rapper Wax even returns for it, and he does a fantastic job rapping, just like he did in the 2010s previously for YFM. The song ends with the reveal that the Orphan Tears come from actual orphans, with Puff Puff, DJ, and Wax planning to free them. However, Bill Cosby, who appeared to be a hallucination in the first song, turns out to be in charge of this operation. He mentions the kids are not going anywhere, and then the song ends with a promise of a part 3 on June 15th. While YFM isn't perfect, I'm glad the band is back. I waited several years for its grand return, and I'm glad Ray completely owns the band now. My only gripe with Orphan Tears Part 2 was that Benatar wasn't in it, but the YFM channel notes that he will be returning for future songs too. He was absent from Part 2 since he wasn't in the first song. Anyway, I'm happy YFM is back. I really hope Ray's improved with songwriting over the years and releases some dope animated music videos like he did back in the day. While the old songs aren't perfect, I really admire all the work the animators put into his videos. I remember being sad the band ended back when the channel got renamed. This project has been retired. I was sad that an album was potentially shelved, however, no full recorded YFM album was made with the songs for it only being written. Anyway, Orphan Tears Part 2 was a fun watch and listen. I really hope Ray can release some bangers during this new era of Your Favorite Martian. This has been ShadeX, and I hope you all feel nothing but good vibes.
We're under the influence of low pressure and this weather front pushing north.